Anyways, apparently ICE will hire just about anybody, which is kind
Meanwhile,
of the
we
case.
have another reason to be
kind of the point.
concerned about who exactly ICE is hiring to join its ranks. Now we have this story this week in Slate. A journalist decided to test the ICE recruitment process by actually applying for a job. Laura Jadid said she gave her resume to ICE at a career expo in Texas last August, did a brief interview, and then days later received a tentative offer to join the agency. DHS called Jadid's story a, quote, lazy lie, adding this individual was never offered a job at ICE. Laura Jadid joins us now. She's the author of Firewalled Media on Substack. So, Laura, we want you to settle this once and for all, and I believe we have something we can flash on screen, too. Were you given a job offer?
Dude, this lady basically went to a ICE convention and she was like, yo, hire me. And they did background checks on her. No, they didn't. She's like a very avid, like anti-ICE person, like journalist that constantly shit talks ICE. And they hired her, which means they don't do background checks, which is intentional and systemic. Because if they did background checks on 70% of current ICE members, they would either find that they are Nazis or some sort of criminal or wife beater. You don't do background checks on your brown shirts, okay? You want your brown shirts to be as unhinged as possible. You want them to be as bloodthirsty as possible. You want them to have as many unresolved psychological issues as possible. You're creating an ideological army here. You need the downtrodden and angry.
From ICE.
Well, the portal said that
exactly.
I had a final offer, and they gave me an entry on duty date of September 30th. Now, if that means something else, it would be nice if they could elaborate. I did ask them for comment. They did not respond. And after I posted this video on, I guess, X now, no response from that either. So until I hear back, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that it means what it says it means.
When you've had a security clearance before, you've served in Afghanistan, you've been in the military, you know the process. What went wrong here?
It's absolutely nuts. I mean, this is one of those things I feel like it should be obvious on the surface, but people who've been through the process know how weird this is. To not have filled out any paperwork to get the background check started, something I didn't mention in the original article, but which is true. Jadid's an Arabic name. My father immigrated.
So she is ICE. She was ICE before. Yeah, just abroad. Oh, okay. Sorry. So this is like former ICE snitching on current ICE. Love to see it. I find it extremely funny when it's everywhere. Like it's some of the most liked. It is some of the most liked videos on TikTok when it comes to the ICE raids. It's like a guy that's like, oh, I served in Afghanistan. I served in Iraq. And now this year be looking a lot like Iraq. And I'm like, something about chickens and roosting and coming home, bro? Dude, do you understand that you were ICE for the Afghanis and the Iraqis, and now you're complaining that you're getting iced? Fucking genius over here, dude. Only in America, man. Only in America. Hey, look at this very, very American thing happening. What are we, a bunch of Asians? Oh. I mean, it's. I understand when an American civilian does it, okay? Like, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's like to be expected. Like, oh, what are we, a bunch of Asians? This is not supposed to be happening in a democracy. But when somebody that, like, went to be Empire's foot soldier abroad goes like, what the fuck, man? I went over there to kill them goddamn motherfucking subhumans. And now they're shooting people on my streets? What the fuck is wrong with you? I have nothing against shooting and arresting people and putting them in vans and torturing them. But only when they're subhumans. These are Americans, goddammit. They are not subhumans. You cannot do this here. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's wild. It's wild. Like ex-foot soldiers like this. Okay, maybe she's based. Maybe she's like, fuck the foot soldiers. I protest the army, but I low-key doubt it because of how they introduce her. When they introduce a motherfucker with "of you served," you know that motherfucker proud of that shit. You know that motherfucker proud of that shit.
From Syria. I'm a second generation.
Oh, she's pretty cool on that stuff. Okay, there you go. I shouldn't judge. Bravo, bravo.
Immigrant. And when I got my security clearance,
I don't know. I'm being open-minded.
Military, that held it up by several months. And so the idea that the narrative that, oh, they must have done the clearance, they just don't care that you have, lefty views. Well, they should have cared about that, though. So it's all very odd.
So I'm curious, would you have made a good ICE agent?
Well, I don't really like brutalizing civilians and children, so I don't know if I'm cut out for it, just psychologically,
I need to know what that interview was like. So you went to this job fair and had a 6-minute conversation?
Yep, I timed it.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Like, if you join ICE, no joke, you're rich. No joke. You get the $85,000 bonus after how many years? You want me to explain a direct pathway to happiness for an American white chud. I'm talking white chud. There's brown chuds, don't get me wrong. There's black chuds. There's plenty of minorities in ICE. Hell, one could even say that there's 30-40%, which is so fucking absurd. And those people are unironically worse than the white supremacists in ICE, because the whites at least are working towards a system that is going to protect them and theirs. So there is something in it for them. They are nonetheless still evil pieces of shit, but there's something in it for them. While, brown people arresting other brown people in the name of upholding American white supremacy makes you the lowest of the low. It makes you worse than a Nazi. It makes you a Nazi that hates himself. Okay, but that to the side. If we want to talk about the ultimate pipe dream right now, if you're an American, you're a white chud. You join ICE, you serve for 5 years, you save up a lot, and then you go to Thailand, and you buy a property there, and you become a race trader. There you go, literally. That's what you do. You do the racist with an Asian wifey thing, and you're good. That's it. I hope no chuds are actually listening to this. I'm sure there's at least 1,000 guys in ICE right now whose entire plan is that. The entire plan. I'm going to protect America so I can leave America. Some of the best U.S. activists are veterans accepting contrition. 100%. And I fucking love those people. I could not agree more. I love those people. And here in the community, we have quite a few people who are veterans of American empire and even some other countries that have proudly shifted sides, and I have massive respect for them. I unironically salute them. So that was not the intention. But I'm talking about veterans that are very proud of their service, sitting out here, motherfucker, be like, why the fuck is it like Afghanistan? Like, what? These people are so fucked up. And, sir, why are they fucked up? Because of the brutalizing? No, of course not because of the brutalizing. I went abroad and I brutalized. No, what's fucked up is that they're brutalizing Americans.
The questions were so incredibly basic. I mean, things I could have just filled out in a form, name, how old I am.
They asked that in an interview?
Yeah, well, they asked about my date of birth and how old I am, just to,
Math
I guess.
is not their thing.
What can I say?
You wrote that they were the interviewer was pretty disinterested in the information you were giving during that interview.
Yeah, I mean, I volunteered because, I did a skills-based resume. There's a pretty big gap on there because I didn't tell them about the journalism. I just kind of left that off. And I had my kind of rehearsed explanation for those years. That's true. I gave it, I had a bit of a quarter-life crisis. I worked at a bar for a while, went to college.
Quarter-life crisis. I swear to God, millennials are insane.
college, did some gig work. I'm a freelance journalist. It's gig work. And you would not believe how much she didn't care. No interest whatsoever.
So what were the red flags that you think they missed about you besides the obvious?
I really feel like, okay, so I feel like my resume was good enough to pass the sniff test. I'm not surprised that, that they passed me on to the next level. It's just that if they had put my name into any computer at all, they would have immediately realized that I'm just
They
not
saw a veteran and they immediately wanted to hire her. That's how it went, probably.
what they're looking for. I've been very outspoken for
Also, they intentionally do not analyze your profile because they don't want to find out that you love Hitler. That's the main reason they don't.
years about the Trump regime, about ICE specifically. It boggles the mind. I was worried they were going to figure out who I was while I was there if they just were going to run my application.
I was going to say they're probably worried about like pro-Palestine posts that you may have made, which clearly is not something that got flagged or anything that was said that made them say, hey, this is a person that we want to.
Yeah, and I've been so vocal.
Did you just sense a desperation for warm bodies to fill these roles? How many people were at this event that you went to?
Yes.
But no, I don't think the analysis is correct. It's not just about them wanting to inflate numbers. Sure, they do want to inflate numbers, but the main reason they are not looking into your profile is because they want unstable, exceptionally bigoted pieces of shit that sometimes, actually probably very often, go online and spew that hatred through semi-anonymous accounts. You don't want to find that because you do want Adolf was based 1488 horsecock from X.com to join ICE.
So they'll tell you all day about how many people are eager to join ICE, and maybe that's true, but at this specific event, they entered out the Arlington Esports Arena, which can seat thousands, and I don't think there were more than like 150 people there for the 3 hours I was there. No lines to get into security, no lines to get into the venue. 6 people ahead of me to interview.
We watched like 5-6 months ago, we watched an ICE event. It was ultra packed. So this is kind of incorrect, or maybe this, or maybe the event we looked at was more packed than the average event, or maybe she has confirmation bias, maybe I have confirmation bias, but I think the case is that ICE has been pretty inflated already, right? Like the hiring has been done before. Now most people that wanted to join ICE have already probably applied to ICE. The curve on the graph of potential new hirings is steeply downward sloping right now, not only because of the incredibly negative perception that that ICE is getting, but also because you run out of people at some point. When you start selling a product, the sales are huge in the first day, then there's less on the second day, and then there's less on the third day, then there's less on the fourth day.
It really, there wasn't a big crowd. Even with the $50K bonus, people just aren't there for it.
So I guess what has this taught you about who ICE is hiring?
$50K bonus is crazy. $50K bonus is insane, dude. That's a straight up down payment for a great apartment where I live. Straight up down payment for 130 square meter apartment here. All you gotta do is black van a bunch of people that have accents that you find strange, or if you're brown, a couple of your cousins.
What it's taught me is we don't know. They don't even know. I mean, they're wearing masks, they've got guns, they're in our cities.
If you stay for 5 years, but they only make $40K a year. It's not a signing bonus. Okay. No, that sucks. That's not big money then. The bonus is a trap. They get paid $10K up front and the rest over 5 years. If they quit or get fired, they have to pay it back. Oh, my God. Oh, Lord. That is so funny. Being baited into personal poverty because you wanted to be a brown shirt is the funniest capitalism moment I've ever heard. You were literally racism your way into poverty. That is the funniest thing I've ever heard. It sounds like an op. It sounds like a leftist op to eliminate, to remove wealth from the hands of open white supremacists or traitors to their people. Basically, the only reason you would ever join is because you're a bigot. Yeah, right? Like cops, I assume they make insane overtime, however. That's probably where most of their income comes from. I would really love to read an article on this. I do not... there you go. Rarely happens if it's something I don't know enough. I wish it usually worked that way. Me too, bruv. Okay, let's continue. Damn, this camera good.
They're brutalizing men, women, and children. They're now...
On the fascist side, though, they got these guys financially as slaves to do what they want. If fascism fails, they're double fucked. The 100.
They're murdering people, and not only do we not know who they are, I don't think they know who they are. This thing where they insisted they didn't offer a job, how would they know?
Well, and also I want to point out that you are not a one-off in the sense that a report from NBC found that, quote, an artificial intelligence error in how their applications were processed sent many new recruits into field offices without proper training, according to 2 law enforcement officials familiar with the error, referring to ICE. So basically, an AI tool scanned the word officer and resumes, clearing candidates where that was found for lesser training protocols. Does this surprise you at all, given what you personally experienced?
That sounds exactly on brand. In fact, one of the speculations, and I think this one makes the most sense to me, is that I experienced an AI glitch of some kind. Because how else could this possibly have happened? This is what happens when you implement these systems too quickly. Things fall through the cracks.
So now they...
Yeah, we need to make sure our hiring process for ICE is more efficient. I'm not saying that this lady is saying that, but like low-key, the MS Now lady's like, what? Why are we not getting the best that America can offer? In ICE, I want a person with a PhD brutalizing me on the street. For the small price of getting directly involved in foreign intervention, you can get an $80,000 signing bonus. You want to do it domestically? It might be $40,000, but you can beat the living shit out of that dirty ass neighbor of yours. Bratan, bratushka.